Let's have some fun now. We'll take some white. I'm using dark sienna. I'm using the little knife. Got that little knife. I'm gonna put a little Van Dyke brown over here. But notice, I'm taking one pile of paint, dark sienna on one side and white, Van Dyke brown and white here. Now, maybe over in here, we'll take some Van Dyke brown, a little black, add a little depression blue to it. I'm making several different colors. A little more blue. We'll use that maybe for a shadow color. So we want it, oh, that's nice, that's nice. That's what we're looking for. Leave all these colors marbled. But maybe there's a glacier in there. Maybe there's some snow laying up there. I'm taking a little depression blue and white, mixing it together. Very little blue, a little roll of paint, and a little touch of bright red here in my color. Shoot, we get crazy. A little more of the dark sienna. But leave it marble so you have all these streaks happening, because when you pick up that roll of paint, those streaks are still in the paint. They're still in there. Bob Ross painting gloves, and I was absolutely flattered to hear that. Absolutely flattered. And they've sent me some photographs, a little roll of paint, of some of the things that they're painting. It's unreal. It's unreal. Let's have some fun. Shoot. We take some black, depression blue, Van Dyke brown, there's some crimson, maybe a little sap green, whatever you got. Just mix it up, as long as it's dark. Okay, let me wipe my knife off here. We just wiped this knife on an old paper towel. Maybe back here in the back, maybe there's some little trees live back here. There you are. Okay, now then, let's put some pretty things out there. Maybe this is fall, and all the beautiful colors are beginning to happen. Shoot, let's get over here in some red and Indian yellow. Make this one with a lot of red in it. But when you do it, you make it with any color that you want. Take some liquid white, go into we'll use some cad yellow. Go right over here and grab a little of the bright red. Whew, make a firecracker here. Let's go right up here. All right, now then I want to mix up a color. I like brown made from sap green and alizarin crimson. That's one of my favorite colors. There we are, and I'm going to mix it a little bit to the reddish side, just a small amount. Normally we don't worry about mixing color too well. Today I want to mix this pretty good because I don't want any green streaks up in the sky. Okay, that ought to do it. 2-inch brush. I'm going to take some sap green, a little bit of the cad yellow, yellow ochre. All those beautiful little colors. Just tap. Now then, back in here, tap the devil out of it. There. All right. Now, let's get crazy. You painted with me before. You know I really like trees. Let's take some Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson, and midnight black. Mix them together. All right. For that, I'm going to use some midnight black, some Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson, a little Prussian blue. Good dark color. Mix it up, pull it out very flat, cut off our little roll of paint right there. Now then, you got to make your first big major decision. Where's your mountain live in your world? The least little amount. Don't want to set it on fire. Pull it out very flat. Get strong with it. Very flat. Go straight down, cut off our little roll of paint. Okay? Now then, you have to make some big decisions. There we go. Take a little blue, a little white. Let's just stay a little blue and white. There. Pull it out flat. Once again, our little roll of paint, just like so. Now then, they're yours and you can do anything. Take a little liquid white. To that I'm going to add the least little touch of blue. Tiniest little bit of phthalo blue, not much. You can't hardly even tell there's any blue in there. Let's just pull a little, do that again, pull a little color like that on the knife. Okay, take some dark sienna, a little bit of white, mix it up so it's sort of marbly. Cut me off a little roll of paint. And we'll go right up here. We'll take some of that dark color we made the evergreens out of, mix it with a little yellow, and automatically that's going to turn a beautiful green because it has blue in it. Or black. Let's go up here. Gonna dip it into a little bit of the liquid white and then into some color. We're gonna take some sap green, cad yellow, and then we'll sort of bounce back and forth we'll get some yellow ochre in a minute. Let's go right up here. Let's put some mountains in there today. Shoot, let's take some Prussian blue, some black, alizarin crimson, Van Dyke brown. Just mix them together. Mix them together. Make a nice dark color. Put a little more crimson in it. There. Okay. Now, the first thing we have to do is decide where our mountain lives. We'll cut off a little roll of paint. There, you can see it. And let's go. Maybe there's a mountain. There's right here. Let's take white. Grab some midnight black a little bit and put in there. I want to gray this a little bit. So we'll put a little bit of, maybe even a touch of bright red. It's our world. We can do anything that we want here. Pull the paint out as flat as you can get it. Once again, our little roll of paint. Let's go up here. Now then, just decide where the light's coming from. A little black in it, just to dull it down some. There. We'll make us a little shadow color. Let's take Prussian blue, phthalo green, black, brown. We throw about any old dark color in there. I like to throw a little of that phthalo green in, though. I'm gonna make some evergreens, and it just gives them a nice color. All right. Put some sap green in it. And it has a little bit of that pine tree color, so when we touch yellow, we're gonna get beautiful, beautiful greens. Little Indian yellow. And then I'll touch a little of the bright red. Bright red actually dulls the color. I know it sounds crazy, put bright red in, but red and green make brown. So when you put them together, it dulls the color. Now then, without doing anything to that brush except going through yellow, because it has blue and black in it, you'll make a beautiful green color. That'll give us a highlight. Okay, let's go back up here. Same old brush. Up to you. All right. I think maybe today in this little painting, let's build us a little mountain. For that, we'll use some black, a little Prussian blue, a little alizarin crimson, maybe some Van Dyke brown. So we have black, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, a little Van Dyke brown. Pull the paint out as flat as you can get it. Really get tough with it. Cut across, get our little roll of paint. Lives right on the edge of the knife. Now you have to make your first major decision. Where does your mountain live? Maybe in our world? Yep, it does now. Our mountain lives right there. Let's take titanium white. I'll reach up here and we'll get a little of the midnight black. I want a grayish color. So just black and white. Like that. There, just mix it a little. But I want to leave it sort of marble, so there's a lot of things happening in there. Pull the paint out, and once again, our little roll of paint right on the edge of the knife. Touch, no pressure. Now let's make us a shadow color. For that, we'll use a little white. Oh, a little bit of the Prussian blue. Maybe just a touch more. I'm gonna add a little Van Dyke brown, maybe even a little black in there. What the heck? Even put a little crimson. Ooh, I like that. I like that. That's a nice color. Just sort of decide what color you want your shadows to be, and that's what they should be. Our little roll of paint. We can go right up in here, take a little touch of the liquid white, put it on here, pull it out very flat, and I'm going to add a small amount of the bright red, very, very small amount. Cut across. Then we can go right up in here and just act like you're trying to cut a hole right in the canvas. Let's have some fun. Clean off a spot to work here. Let's take some black. We'll use some Prussian blue, phthalo green, alizarin crimson. There we go. We just mix up a pile of color. All right, let me grab a old brush here. I have several of each brush going, so I don't have to spend all my time just washing brushes. Dip the brush into a little liquid white. Be right back. Grab a little sap green, a little yellow. Let's go right up in here. And let's just put some little sparkles out here on these bushes. Make the paint very thin, almost like ink. And let's go right up in here and we'll sign this one. I really hope you've enjoyed this painting. It's one that'll bring you a lot of pleasure because of all the colors. Makes you feel good in here. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend.